Before we begin, slow down. Really. Unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders. If you can, grab a coffee, tea, water. Something to hold while your mind drifts. You don't need to solve anything. You don't need to agree. Just listen. If this pulls you into a strange headspace, in the good way, like the video. Leave a comment with the thought that surprised you most and share it with someone who enjoys questions that refuse to stay answered. Okay, here's the question. Why is there something rather than nothing? It sounds like the kind of question that belongs in a philosophy textbook, or something a child asks in the back seat of a car, or something people avoid because it feels too big to be useful. But it turns out, it might be the most important question we can ask. Because nothing sounds simple. Nothing is easy to imagine. Close your eyes. Picture empty space. No stars, no planets, no light. Just darkness. But that's already something. Darkness is space without light. Space is still there. There are still dimensions. There is still structure. Okay, remove space. No dimensions, no time, no laws, no fields, no particles. Just nothing. But the moment you try to imagine it, your brain rebels. Because nothing is not a thing your mind is good at handling. In fact, it may not be a thing at all. Let's start with physics. In everyday language, nothing means the absence of stuff. But in physics, even empty space isn't empty. What we call the vacuum is full of activity. Quantum fields fluctuate. Particles pop in and out of existence. Energy briefly appears, then disappears, as long as it obeys uncertainty. The vacuum is a seething, restless background. So when physicists say nothing, they usually mean no particles, not no reality. Which means we haven't even gotten close to true nothingness yet. Now, let's go deeper. Imagine removing everything. No matter, no energy, no space, no time, no laws of physics. Absolute nothing. Could that exist? Here's the strange answer. If there are no laws, then there is nothing preventing something from existing. And if there are laws preventing something from existing, then those laws are already something, which means nothingness is unstable. Either way, nothingness doesn't last. This is one reason some cosmologists argue that a universe like ours is not just possible, but inevitable. Given any framework where existence is allowed, something will happen. And if there is no framework at all, then there's nothing forbidding existence either. Which is a weird sentence, but stay with it. Now consider this. Nothing is often treated as the default state, as if the universe had to justify its existence. But what if existence is the default? What if nothingness is the weird state that needs explaining? Think about numbers. 0 is not no numbers. It's a number. It has properties. It behaves in predictable ways. You can add it, multiply it, divide by it. Well, don't do that. But 0 is not nothing. It's something representing absence. And nothingness might be the same. A conceptual placeholder, not a physical reality. Now, let's bring in logic. To say there is nothing is to assert a truth about reality, which means reality exists in order for that statement to be true. So even stating nothingness assumes something. Language breaks, logic bends. The idea collapses under inspection. Now let's talk about beginnings. People often ask what happened before the universe, but before is a time word. If time began with the universe, then before doesn't apply. It's like asking what's north of the North Pole. The question assumes a structure that doesn't exist, which means the universe may not have emerged from nothing. It may have emerged instead of nothing, as the only state that can exist. Now, let's talk about your intuition. You feel like nothingness should be possible, because you experience absence all the time. An empty room, a silent moment, a blank page. But those are not nothing. They are something missing something else.
Absence is relative. Nothingness would be absolute. And absolute absence may not be a coherent concept. Now here's where things get uncomfortable. If nothingness is impossible, then existence doesn't need a cause. Causation itself may be something that only makes sense within existence. We ask, what caused the universe? But cause and effect require time, and time may be part of the universe, which means the universe doesn't need a cause in the way events inside it do. This is deeply unsatisfying to human intuition. We want explanations. We want origins. We want a reason. But reality is not obligated to satisfy our preferences. Now, let's flip perspectives. Instead of asking, why does the universe exist? Ask, why do I exist? You are a pattern, a temporary arrangement of matter and energy, no different in principle than a wave or a flame. You exist because the universe allows complex structures, and the universe allows complex structures because it exists, which is circular. But circular explanations are not always wrong. They're just closed. Now, here's the really strange part. If nothingness is impossible, then existence always exists, which means existence may be eternal, not in time, but beyond time. Not forever, just always. And that reframes everything. The universe isn't a rare miracle interrupting nothingness. Nothingness is the impossible state that never happens. Now, let's address the emotional reaction. People hear this and feel either comforted or disturbed. Comforted because existence feels less fragile. Disturbed because it removes a sense of cosmic drama. No grand moment where something burst into being. No special exception. Just existence. Because existence is what happens. But here's the twist. Meaning does not require rarity. Your life doesn't matter less because existence is inevitable. A sunset doesn't become boring because sunsets happen every day. Meaning arises from experience, from perspective, from caring. And caring exists because something exists. Now think about this. If nothingness were possible, then at any moment, everything could vanish. No warning, no cause, just gone. But we don't see that. Reality is stable, consistent, which suggests that somethingness is not a fragile state. It's robust, self-sustaining. Now, let's zoom all the way in. Right now, you are something, thinking about nothing, which is already a contradiction. Your thoughts are physical processes. Your confusion is a physical process. Your curiosity is a physical process. Which means even the question, why is there something rather than nothing, is itself part of something. The universe asking about itself through you. And that's maybe the most important part. You are not separate from existence. You are existence localized. Which means the universe doesn't just exist, it experiences existing. At least in places like this. Now let's confront the final idea. If nothingness is impossible, then existence has no external justification. It doesn't exist for a reason. It exists because non-existence isn't an option. And that can feel empty. Or it can feel freeing. Because if existence doesn't need a reason, then neither do you. You don't have to earn being here. You don't have to justify taking up space. You exist because existence exists. And that's enough. So the next time you stare at the ceiling and wonder why any of this is here, remember, nothingness isn't waiting behind the curtain. There is no void threatening to swallow everything. There is just something doing what something does, existing. And inside that something, you are here, thinking, questioning, caring, which is not nothing, not even close.